Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. If you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And now, let's start with the first story. It's called She Insists. About 30 or so years ago, I dropped out of high school. My first job was as a truck jockey for a bloke who owned his own removal truck and had a delivery contract with a local chain of furniture stores. The work was hard, and days were usually pretty long, but I was young, fit and healthy, and the work saved me from needing a gym membership. Plus, the cash was really good for a 16-year-old kid. One long, reasonably warm Saturday, we are heading to our last delivery before going home. It was close to 6 p.m. and we'd still have a 45 to 60 minute drive home after, so the boss was in no mood for messing around. The delivery was in Melbourne's wealthiest suburb, lots of big houses and old money. Anyway, we walk up at this place and the boss heaves a sigh of relief. Massive double entry doors at the front. We were delivering a 3-seater sofa bed. These things were heavy, with the metal fold-out bed inside, so anything that made the delivery that little bit easier was seen as a positive. As usual, the boss hops into the back of the truck and starts unwrapping the load to get it onto the tailgate, while I go knock on the door, clipboard in hand. I ring the bell and a butler opens the door. I see just over his shoulder a massive entry hall with a big wide staircase leading up to the second story. Awesome. Yes? Good day. We are here to deliver a sofa bed for... Checks clipboard. Mrs. Witch. He gestured around to the right of the house. Delivery entrance is around the side. Oh, okay. I trot around to the side door, thinking it would be a straight-up delivery into a room nearer to the door. I wait and he eventually opens the door. Per our SOP, I asked him to show me where the furniture was going, so I could map the route out for the boss. He gestures to a spiral staircase. Up those stairs? Yes. But I noticed there's a lot more room at the front doors, plus the bigger staircase there. Can we deliver via that route instead? The lady of the house wishes for it to be delivered via the rear staircase. Really? There's no way we are getting that sofa bed up there without hurting ourselves, or the furniture, or the house. Why can't we deliver via the front? The lady of the house simply will not permit it. Okay, I'll go let my boss know. By the time I get back to the truck, the boss has the sofa sitting on the tailgate, ready for us to carry it in. Ready? Not quite. You're not gonna believe it, but they want us to deliver via a side entrance and upper spiral staircase. The heck they do. Yep. Old mate in the suit and tie said so. How many times did you ask him? A couple. Wasn't sure I heard him right the first time, but he said the customer won't allow it. Nah, right here. The boss strides up to the front door and rings the bell, perhaps a little aggressively. Butler opens it, words are exchanged. Boss gets pretty heated and demands to see the customer. Mrs. Witch. What's all this nonsense? Your fella here said we can't deliver through these doors and up that staircase behind you. The other way is too narrow. We'll bust our backs trying to get it up there. That's not my concern. My desire is for the furniture to be delivered via the side entrance. Nah, we're not doing that. Just let us go this way and we'll be out of your hair in no time. I insist that you deliver the furniture in accordance with the terms of the contract. The boss straightens up and squares his shoulders. Okay, sure, no worries. We'll get it done, as you said, in accordance with the delivery contract. He walks back towards me with a massive grin on his face and tells me to grab the highlighter from the cab. I go grab it and hand it to him. He highlights something on the delivery docket on the clipboard, tosses it onto the sofa and gestures at me to grab my end. I'm wondering what the heck is about to go down, but I know my boss well enough to know we aren't about to carry this thing through a side door and up a spiral staircase. As we get near the front doors, the boss tells me we are putting the sofa bed down. He grabs the clipboard and politely asks Mrs. Witch to sign for the delivery. I'm not signing anything yet. You haven't delivered it to where I want it. But we have now. Please read the section I've highlighted. She was reading said bit. Oh, well, that changes things. Through the front doors will be fine. Sorry, please read the second highlighted section. After reading it, she said, but I've changed my mind. Sorry, as you can see, it says that deliveries must be made the safest way possible without risking injury to us. And if we still disagree after 3 attempts at making the delivery, the customer takes responsibility for completing the delivery from the front of the premises. We asked 4 times, so as you requested, I'm delivering per the terms of the delivery contract you signed. She was going red. But how am I supposed to get this upstairs? I'm afraid that's no longer my problem, ma'am. Please sign the delivery docket so we can get out of your hair. I took that as my cue to go off, pack up the wraps and straps and prep the truck for departure. We managed to hold in our laughter until the end of the driveway. The next story is called Sending People Home. I work as a recovery room nurse and our staffing is complicated. We have to be available to care for patients as they come out of surgery, whether they come out earlier or later than scheduled. This means we may have no patients for a while, but then minutes later they are all coming out from surgery at once, and there need to be enough nurses to care for an influx. We also have to take care of any patients in procedural areas that don't wake up as well as predicted, so the amount of patients that come to our unit is unpredictable. On top of that, our max nurse-to-patient ratio is 2:1, but often our standards are 1:1, according to our governing body. We have yet another new manager, who is out to wow the upper management with his amazing handling of the unit. He focuses on saving money by reducing our staffing and sending nurses home when we are overstaffed. He has never done our type of nursing, and it is frankly like talking to a brick wall when trying to explain it to him. He doesn't understand the flow and why we can't always have 2 patients. We are absolutely flooded this one day with patients, but we are running on minimal staffing. We are a bunch of irritated women tired of our manager mansplaining to us about a job he's never done. This is how you want to run the unit? Fine, but we are not compromising patient care. We stuck to our ratios, taking 2 patients when possible, but would not take a second patient when it wasn't safe. The surgeries don't stop because there aren't enough nurses, so guess who gets to hang out in the recovery room until a nurse is available? The anesthesiologists. They had to stay with their patient until a nurse could assume care, which pushed back surgeries all day. The anesthesiologists were upset, not at us because they very well understand what it takes to recover a patient safely, but at the management for their crap staffing metrics. The surgeons were upset because their surgeries were getting pushed back later and later in the day. We are a small hospital and only do emergency surgeries with the call teams at night. Surgeries got pushed back so late that both teams had to be called in to work through the night. We are talking at least 7 extra people on overtime for 10.5 hours. The anesthesiologist on call had to work through the night, working for a total of about 24 hours straight. He was so upset that the next week he went part-time. It was either quitting or part-time, so they accepted part-time. Our hospital, like everywhere else, needs more healthcare workers. So him going part-time forced the hospital to have to close 1 room until they can find another anesthesiologist, because they were barely able to handle the rooms we had running already. With this brilliant move, the manager wanted to save the hospital a bit over $1,000 in a day. It is costing the hospital tens of thousands of dollars daily in lost revenue. Not to mention the fact that surgeons can't get enough operation room time with us, so they are going to other hospitals, causing us to lose even more money. What's even crazier is that the manager still has a job and still isn't listening to us. The last story is called Prepare for Anything. My dad was in a graphic design class where he had to write a program that would draw basic stuff like lines and circles. Well, the teacher thought that the programmer should prepare for whatever the user may do and would mash keys until he crashed the system. So after a couple of crashes, he decided to have some fun. He had heard about an error message that said, "An error previously thought impossible has happened." So he wrote in the code if it was crashing to display that message. He submits the newly written code and the teacher meshes keys until it pops up. What's this? An error message. But why? You shouldn't have it. You said to prepare for anything. I made an error message that covers everything. The teacher found it funny after a bit, but my dad wasn't done. Later he asked if he could see one of his programs. The teacher pulled up one of his and let him sit down. Cue key meshing. The teacher was like, "Nice try, but I'm ready for that." The next key that was pushed was the power, and it crashed the program. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. stay safe. Bye bye.